Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with day one of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And yes, it's September 4th and it's day 4, and I did a day 4 video this morning. But I didn't do day 1 because it was this sketch and it had, a dreaded, horrible, nasty, rotten, miserable triangle. And I hate triangles. But the main thing it had is the Scraptember prompt was stitching. And I'm not great at hand stitching because I bleed all over everything. I take blood thinners, and so my fingers and needles probably should stay apart as often as possible. And my sewing machine didn't get back from the repair shop till a couple days ago, and I've just kind of reacquainted myself with threading it and threading a bobbin and getting the proper thread and testing it out on paper and all of those things. So I finally stitched a triangle, and I decided that it was going to be a wonky triangle, so I kind of just eyeballed it, and I love how it turned out, actually. I'll show you in a minute. So what I decided to do was an additional challenge is I was going to let myself look for, a couple of things that I knew I didn't have on my desk. But then for the rest of the embellishing, I was going to go with whatever I had on my desk, including scraps. And gosh, I may have passed up a piece of paper that might have been good. I'm going to add this into the mix. Maybe I'll use that. Anyway, there's a little scalloped border under here, and the thread that I have in my machine is yellow, so I was looking for yellow things, and I found this yellow scalloped border. I kind of prefer the size of the green one, so if I feel like mixing green, there's other green in there, I'll do that. And there's this little row of hearts, and there's some other things I might be able to pick off this sticker sheet to use on the page. And this is about my son being heavily involved in the booster club for the high school football team, where my grandson is a starting running back. And so when there are volunteer opportunities to help for parking or help cook the burgers, grill the burgers, things like that, he's right there, helping out. And so someone took this photo of him a couple weeks ago when he helped with parking, and I filtered it 3 different ways and cropped it 3 different ways to use it 3 times on this page. And here's my pile of stuff that I'm going to use on the layout. It's mismatched. You've seen me use bits of these things on other layouts recently. Fortunately, none of them are going to go in the same album as this one. I had some just random flares that are mismatched and don't necessarily match the papers. I had these die cuts that, it's hard to explain. These dies are all connected together, and I wanted the 2 that were over here on white paper, and I thought, well, I just don't want the die to be cutting into my plate, so I stuck a piece of black paper under here and figured I could use them sometime, and they've kind of sat on my desk and fallen on the floor, and so I'm going to maybe try to use those. I had this little piece of paper, and I die cut it with a Bramble Fox die to do note paper edge, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure which side. I think I'm going to use it on this side because that looks like yellow. I have this yellow chipboard frame-ish thing that I thought I could work on. I also have this frame. I have this piece of vellum that I already die cut a leaf out of, but I'm going to use it as one of the lower layers. So let me kind of pull all this stuff off and show you my stitching. Look at there. That is a triangle. And I went over it twice and I made straight lines the first time and, didn't measure, didn't do anything. So I know that I'm going to use that, let's see, this guy right here. So it kind of works that there's more room on this side of the layout. And I may kind of shift the photo cluster. I also have a sheet from a planner sticker book and a couple of phrase sticker books that I may be able to pull some stuff out of to complete the page. And I have a little silly cloud. So let's get started. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm wanting the bottom of the triangle to show because it's so perfectly imperfect, and I want the top to show. And other than that, I have no great expectations. Anyway, my title's going to be this: Never Grow Up. It's perfect for James, the thing that is so, he's been through a lot, and I think the thing that makes him so resilient is that in many ways he's never grown up. He's never abandoned that child while accepting enormous responsibilities for his family, and that includes me, just being the top performer at his job. He's I don't know, playful and energetic and works out a lot and is just he's someone I don't just love him because it's my job to do so, but he's a good guy and I admire him. Okay, so here's something I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start laying stuff down. I don't know if there's a difference in color from one side to the other. I'm gonna kind of do that. I'll do that there. And then I think on top of that, I want to use this, which I'll kind of place it so that the bottom of that green shows. This is a piece of packaging from an ephemera pack, and it's nice and thick, so it gives some dimension there. I'm just gonna put that there with the intent of that not being even. I'm gonna put this here just kind of like that. I think this is no, it isn't. I'm gonna tape it down. I'm gonna have to kind of place some of the embellishments first before I do the photo, just so that I can see where everything's gonna go. I'm gonna move this up because again, I want this to show the outside of that. These guys are inevitably gonna get some, let's see, I'm gonna stand up to see. It looks to me like this isn't parallel with the page. Okay, that's better. So this is gonna go here, let's say, and this can go here, and this can go there. And seeing that, I think the placement's gonna work okay. Now I want to get that border piece under here. And do I want green or yellow? I'm gonna go with the yellow. And I don't want the whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and tear it there, and then I'll cut it cleanly. I'm gonna put that there and just butt it up next to the green. And then I can do, I'm gonna let this kind of stick out there. And this kind of gives me an opportunity to place something here kind of beside it, and here I can place something on top of it. Okay, and I'm just, I hate not to use that, so I'm gonna kind of tuck it in right there so that it looks like a little tab sticking out. I don't like tossing stuff. So I'm going to, for this photo, I kind of want it over this way, and I'll raise it so this can be there, and maybe this can go underneath the vellum here and kind of peeking out behind it. So that gives me some placement there. Let me get that there. I will raise that, but for right now, I want to get this on here. See, that didn't. No adhesive came off because a layer of the cardboard or the chipboard stayed on the, stuck to the adhesive, and now it's on my finger, so that's fun. I'm gonna do that. There we go. And now I'm gonna see how many layers of foam I need for this. I want something under here, but I'm not quite sure yet what that'll be. So let me get some layers of foam to go in the middle of this. Let's see. Let's get it up here. Does that work? I may need one more. Okay, that's pretty well propped up there. Now I'm gonna need more layers than that to prop this guy up. I'm gonna move this guy kind of over here. He's gonna be stuck there, and this one has 3 layers, so this one needs, it probably also just needs 3. Let me do, I'm gonna push it. It needs to be over to this side. this is a intentionally crazy mixed up goofy color scheme for this page, because it's kind of some crazy photos and it's him acting silly, and I love that about him. Okay, there. And then this one's gonna need some down at the bottom. I kind of like the way it's showing up, and the yellow works because he's got that yellow traffic control vest on, and his bright red shoes, and they show up in all of these edits, so that's kind of cool. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one extending down below the bottom of the triangle. Okay, so there. I've got that built. Now let's start looking at embellishment clusters. We know that I'm going to have one kind of right here, and I'm going to raise it up higher, and I'm going to put it on foam. I'm actually going to use the foam tape, because I had some already cut, and I can feel by my tape runner that it's beginning to run out of tape, so I don't want to, I want to be sure I have it for things that I need to use it for, and if I can use the foam tape up here, that's good. Okay, so I also thought, because of his red shoes, I thought maybe this rickrack might be kind of cool right here. With that red, looks silly running right up next to the blue. How about I use a flare here, and then I use the red rickrack coming out this way. Now, you know, the Never Grow Up, the title piece might this is gonna need to have the foam doubled up and off to one side. The title piece maybe would look cool right there. I could build a cluster around that title piece, and then I could have another cluster here, another cluster there. Let's see. Okay, so I need this to have this way and this way. And there. And I thought maybe a phrase sticker coming out. Let's see, do what you love is good. I have one of these that has snarky sayings, and the world needs who you were made to be. I like that. It has nothing to do with what he's doing here. And I'm gonna cut it in two. and kind of put it at angles there. And then I can maybe do a small floral something or other. How about, or this heart. That I've already got a heart on there. How about just, I don't really want that there. I'll figure out something. Maybe there is a tiny thing here. There's this tiny orange and pink heart, which I could have, I could place on there like that. Okay, that's gonna go there. I'm going to get some glue on this. Let me cut it the size I need. And the die cut vellum and this piece of paper right here and the orange mat that I used on that top photo, all fished out of the trash can. Kind of had decided that there wasn't enough left to use. Okay, that works. Now, I'm going to come up here and build. Now, this is a piece that I made for a layout weeks ago where I, excuse me, I used a stencil to, well, first I did some Distress Oxide, and then I used the stencil to do texture paste, and it picked up the colors of the Distress Oxide underneath, and it gave me some really nice variegation in color. And just a really, I like the effect of it. Let's see if I can get a small piece on here and layer this on that bit. It's just a little die cut cloud. When I die cut, I used all the dies to cut flowers or cut clouds and sunshines for a layout the other day. And I have another cloud around here that has a little heart cut out of it. And I thought it could go maybe like that, so you can't tell that the bottom of the heart is cut out. It wouldn't matter if you could, but it kind of makes it a little bit cleaner that way. Okay, there. Now, I've got this film strip piece that I thought I would put there because I want some black in there. I don't think I'm going to use that after all, so that goes in the crazy bowl. Seems like I could fit a tiny flower there, but that's not tiny enough. I'm going to do this, just get some glue on it and stick it there and let it travel over however many layers it wants to travel. and let it rest where it kind of feels like resting. Let me get my popsicle stick or something. I know I have one around here somewhere. Okay. That's not taking the shape that I want. Okay. Now I've got this little stand of flowers and this one. I could do that there. Actually, this one looks like it might prefer being here. Or I could just use it kind of as a backdrop for some flowers. I'm gonna do a floral cluster right there along with this butterfly flare. I'm gonna put the flare on first. Okay, there. And now I'm gonna maybe put that there, and there was a yellow one, a large yellow one. I could have that overlapping right there. And I think that's good. Let me get some more foam. We're almost done. I haven't worked on that because I'm trying to figure out how to get that title there. Me too. I've got a little bit of the foam showing. Can't have that. Okay, and now the yellow. Okay, that's there. I've got this flare, which maybe could go right there, or even kind of behind that, or kind of right there. Let's see. Okay, that kind of brings in the pink from over here, and I've got a pink flower. There's pink here too. So let me see. Let me bring the Never Grow Up piece. How do I get it off there? It should be easy to peel up. Okay. This is gonna be tricky. I could do it kind of like this, and that means I need a little strip of tape here to balance it. Okay, and then I can do, let's see, let me do just a part of this. I'm gonna cut that and kind of have it appearing to come out from under it, and then layer a pink flower and this other blue one kind of right over there. So layering means lots of foam, and I think I single-handedly keep the foam industry afloat. There. I kind of want it up. I think I'll tuck it under just on a single layer of foam, and we'll see. We'll see what that. So there's still some dimension, but and I don't want it too close to the edge there, so. Okay, now I've got this small bit which might now work in right there, and that would kind of, there's already some black there with the film strip, but this would give it kind of the wildflower look as well as part of that floral cluster. Okay, now I've still got this orange flower, which I could layer right there, or I could layer this turquoise one. I'm going to go with the turquoise, and I'm going to layer it just kind of hanging off. It's going to be cantilevered off the edge and bridging that kind of gap between the photo and the flare. But it's going to be mounted to the photo. I have to be sure the foam is far enough over to one side that I get the effect I want. Okay, there. And I don't think I'm going to use this heart, although I love it. I may add in this orange flower right there. And I'm just going to put a little liquid glue. And I will add journaling to this later. It's gonna kind of be sappy, I think. He's had a rough week this week. But on the upside, he was named top salesman in his division, or I guess in his district or something, some large territory. He was with a large and important company, of course. Okay, I'm not going to use this, so that goes in the bowl. I'm not going to do any splatters. I'm not doing any sequins. Let me see if I have any more. I have some tiny embellishments here from this sticker sheet, and I can add those. There's a yellow arrow that can kind of go right there. They're clear stickers, not my favorite for, you know, they kind of tend to reflect light when you're photographing layouts, but that's not so terribly important. There are a couple of red stars that I may locate down, and I should be doing this with my tweezers. It's so much easier when I do. Kind of put that there. And do another red one. Kind of down here, I guess. And I've got these little kind of swirly cue things, which I don't need to use those. I've got this thing that says work it. And I kind of like that. And that could go maybe tucked under there, maybe. Not necessarily. Where can I want to use it. I'm determined to use it, but if I use it here, which is kind of an obvious place, it covers up the stitching. But you can still see that stitching, so you know the bottom of the triangle is there. So let me go do this. Okay, that's there. Let's see if there's anything else in here, because I'd like to put something right there. So I can say, own your dream, a beautiful world. Today is full of possible. You make my heart smile. There you go. Because this is kind of me speaking to him sort of deal. And I'm going to cut this one into as well. Should I put it right? I'll put it there, kind of at an angle here. That orange flower is going to need some work. There you go. What did I do with this orange flower? Did I put some liquid glue on it? Yeah. So it just hasn't dried. And it's behaving that way because I put it on a slick surface. That grid paper is a slick surface. Okay. There's this that says goal. I don't need that, but maybe I want it. There. And you know what? I'm going to use these three things because there are three of them. I'm going to put the red one maybe up here. And this kind of greenish one down here. And the bluish one up by this guy. Okay, now I've pretty much got that killed, so yay. Here it is. Never grow up, kiddo. You got this. Thank you for watching. And as of now, I'm caught up. Days 1 through 4 are in the house. So thanks for watching. Bye.